Welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
I'm Candace.
I'm Mariah.
And I'm Lacey. Grab a drink and come hang with us at the Hangar Bar.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about the food. Restaurants, dining experiences, servers, our favorite dishes, just everything food related at Disney. So, here we go.
Excellent. Very cool. So let's get the conversation about food started. In our first episode, we talked about favorite bite. This does not have to be with our last trip, but what is your favorite Disney restaurant?
Hands down, Morimoto's. Love that place. Love it so much. From the interior to the food, everybody's food, because we all kind of shared each other's food. Everybody got something so delicious. To our server, who was absolutely phenomenal. Sometimes it's hard because I'm a vegetarian. I know I talked about fried chicken in the last episode, and I did eat chicken for a while we went, but now I'm fully vegetarian. Anyways, it is kind of hard to find those options, and our server explained everything on the menu. She was so amazing. And also, I think one of my favorite parts about that restaurant was getting to see the chefs through in the back, because you saw them cook and everything, and it was so cool.
Yeah, that open kitchen. And I think you're right. I always forget about that server at Morimoto. In my mind, she got overshadowed by another server we had later in the trip, but she was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Just in what she explained the food was, and we asked what our flavor palettes were and that kind of thing, was able to match us up with something that we would love. She was phenomenal. Okay, Lacey, Candace, favorite restaurant in all of Disney?
Well, mine we did not go to in 2019, and it's okay. My favorite is Coral Reef. I don't know why, but I love the dim lights, and I just remember the aquarium. That part is so cool too. I'm a big fan of the ocean and sea critters and all of that. So that part is really cool. It's also in an episode of Full House. So you feel like, like you're on Full House maybe. I don't know. It's just really cool being in the spot where Danny was. So yeah, I'm excited to go back, but that's one of my favorites.
You should talk about your experience at Coral Reef when you went down in January of 2020.
It was November of 2019.
Okay.
But close enough.
That is not correct.
She is the map.
I am the map. Actually, I had the opportunity to take part in a on-site quality service training program through the Disney Institute. And the first night, as our welcome dinner, we actually had some field work that we had to do out in Epcot. So they took us into the park. We got to go through some really cool backstage areas through that whole trip. It was amazing. So we did our field work, and then they took us to a welcome dinner that was actually served on the second level of Coral Reef. And you don't know that it's there when you're looking at the building. But that's a banquet hall up there, and so they do a lot of like the wedding receptions and that kind of thing up there. And there's 2 parts that you can see the aquarium in. But the rest is just a really cool, spread out, big room. It's beautiful, like hardwood on the walls, and is an amazing experience. And the food was sensational.
Did they serve it as buffet style, or was it like table service?
No, it was buffet style.
Okay.
But you could have gone back. It was a all you care to enjoy buffet.
And basically. Did it have things from the Coral Reef menu, or was it something that was tailored just to your group?
I don't know that for sure.
That's okay. Did they have seafood options and that kind of thing?
No, or it was pared down quite a bit, and I think that was just for allergy concerns. I know when we registered for Disney Institute, they did ask about allergies and that kind of thing. So I think it was probably just their catering event staff put it together. But I mean, it had garlic mashed potatoes, for heaven's sake. Hello.
Say no more.
Right. And then this really good, like, chicken with this, like, tomato sauce, but it wasn't like chicken parm. It was like more of a sun-dried tomato sauce.
Like a chicken piccata?
Oh.
No, that's with lemon.
Okay.
Anyway, it was fantastic, and yeah, that was a good night. And then they had a dessert party for us to watch the Epcot fireworks, and we were in our own little private area. It was awesome.
Yeah, don't kill me for this, Lacey, but Coral Reef is one of those places we talked about in a previous episode, but the atmosphere makes up for mediocre food. In my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't a big fan of the food?
I think the food is just okay.
All right.
But being able to sit there and watch the aquarium, the drinks we had there when we went the first time we went were really good. But it's not a restaurant that I would say is a must-do, just because the food to me wasn't... It tasted like a glorified Red Lobster to me.
I could see that.
My favorite Disney restaurant, and this is probably, well, every time I've been there, the food has been sensational. But I will say the experience and the sentimentality for visiting there outweighs everything else. And that is Raglan Road at Disney Springs. And the first time we were ever there, we went for our anniversary. Since we usually travel around our anniversary time, that was our anniversary dinner the first night we were there. So it's kind of got, like, there's a soft spot in my heart for the restaurant. But the entertainment there is fantastic. Service has always been amazing. And the food is really, really good.
Yeah, I like the food there, and I'm not going to say that that's my favorite place. I as everybody else has been talking, I have not been picking out what my favorite is. But Raglan Road I love the food there. Their bread pudding is phenomenal. Like, I would go there just for the bread pudding. But our second trip there, to me, was actually better than the first. So the first one, we were kind of off in a side room, half booth, half table. The second time we went, we were like center stage. We were at a table that was right next to a raised platform that was out from the stage where they do all the clogging and the dancing. And part of the show came out to that stage that was right next to us. So as we were drinking and eating, the show was happening right here next to us, which that place is so high energy too. I just love, like, I tell Candace all the time, I want to go to Ireland, and Raglan Road is part of the reason why I want to go spend time in Ireland, just because I feel like that's very authentic. Like, the places you go into are going to be that kind of high energy, and, like, folks are going to be that kind of friendly across the board when you get to Ireland.
And here's a bit of Disney trivia. The bar that's actually in Raglan Road was assembled in Ireland and shipped over piece by piece and put in the restaurant.
That is
Oh my
so
gosh.
cool.
Really?
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I am the map.
So did they take, like, was it an old pub that they took apart, or was it just manufactured in Ireland and moved over?
No, it was an old pub that they dismantled and brought over.
Really? That's so cool. I did not know that.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
It doesn't surprise me, though.
No.
It's Disney.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so my favorite restaurant in all of Disney World. I just love food. So you put food in front of me. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably my favorite restaurant, because I've had two meals there, both different meals that I thought were fantastic, and the atmosphere just gets me every time. Is why did I just lose the name of it? It's the one in the Land Pavilion. Garden Grill, thank you. I don't know why my brain just went blank, but Garden Grill. We've had a lunch there, or was it dinner?
No, it was lunch.
We had a lunch there, which was, like, again, all you care to enjoy with Mickey in his overalls. We've had a breakfast there now, and just spinning around, and you get to go by and you can look down into the land. Tip for the pros that want to go into Garden Grill, ask for a table on the lower level. They're half booths that you sit there and you watch the restaurant go around, but you can look down into the ride, the land, and see the things that are going on while it's going around the ride. That restaurant is probably my favorite just because of ambiance. The food is fantastic in my opinion, and the character interaction as well. And it's never busy. It's busy. It just doesn't seem busy because of the way they have it set up.
Yeah, I agree. That was it. The way you explained that is perfect, because I was going to say there was like no one there, but the way it's set up, since you're in a circle, you don't see a lot of other people unless you get up and use the restroom and stuff like that. And I do want to point out or let people know who have not eaten there, it does not spin fast. You don't even realize that you're moving. I just wanted to, because when they were telling me about it, I was worried we were going to go a little fast, and I was really trying to picture me eating my meal and spinning around this merry-go-round
with your hair
restaurant.
blowing off to the side.
Yeah. So it moves so slowly that you don't feel it, but you look up and you're somewhere else 5 minutes later, and you're like, oh, we have moved.
Yeah, that was when we went. That was my first time going there too, and I had no idea that it was a restaurant that spinned. Okay, right word, good. But
spun, whatever.
Rotates.
I don't know.
Rotates, whatever.
I had no idea, and so we were sitting there eating, and I would just like look up and just look at the scenery and stuff, and I would just be so confused because I'm like, what? Like, Disney is magical. Like,
the wall's changing.
No, but they were like, yeah, it's spinning. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Wait, you didn't know that
I didn't
before
know.
going?
No, I had no idea. And I had to, like, I didn't know the restaurant was spinning, even being on it. So, but that was a cool experience. Love that restaurant.
Yeah. That's awesome. So let's talk about our favorite dining experience. Let's start with the last trip that Lariah was on. What was your favorite dining experience?
La Hacienda de Stan and Helen.
Yep.
Stan and Helen's.
Stan and Helen's. And just to give a little backstory, we were looking when we were planning the trip and trying to put it together. We were watching like YouTube reviews of the different restaurants. And it was a happy accident that I grabbed the reservation for La Hacienda rather than the Stan and Hel Inn, which is the restaurant in the pyramid in the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot. So I'm like, okay, I've never heard of this place before. I'm scared. I want it to be good food because, I mean, why? If you're going to eat, you might as well eat good food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling lazy and didn't want to type the whole name into the search engine. And so I did a verbal search, and it came up with Stan and Helen's at Epcot. So forevermore, it shall be known as Stan and Helen's.
Stan and Helen's. Cheers to Stan and Helen.
Cheers to Stan
Cheers.
and Helen.
Whoever Stan and Helen are. So talk to us a little bit about why that was your favorite dining experience.
Okay, well, the fact that the restaurant sits on the edge of the lagoon, and pretty much one whole wall is windows that look out onto the lagoon. A hack for our listeners would be try and get a reservation around fireworks time. Once they start fireworks, well, I guess they are doing them. Yeah. Epcot Forever is running again right now. Harmonious has not started yet, but
October,
it's coming. So try and get a reservation around fireworks time and ask for a fireworks table. They can't guarantee it, of course, but if you ask nicely, they will do everything they can to get you there. And our server, his name was Francisco, and the food in that restaurant is amazing and delicious. That's where the queso fundido that Scott was talking about in a previous episode came from. The food is amazing, but Francisco made that experience for me. He was so good, and when it came time for fireworks, we were a little bit off to the side, and he actually drug our table over close to another table so that we could actually see the whole experience through the windows.
Yeah, we were all kind of cricking our necks trying to look out the windows because we were right at the edge of the windows. So Candace and I were sitting on the side that we didn't have a great view of the whole lagoon, but Lacey and Lariah probably still had a little bit of an obstructed. So we kind of inched our table over a little bit. And 5 minutes into the fireworks, Francisco comes out and is like, no, this won't do. Made you two move back and pulled us basically to where we were sitting with the table next to us.
Uh-huh.
And that's where we got to watch the fireworks from. And he just made that experience so we could see it all and just experience the whole thing. I agree that was my favorite entire dining experience in our last trip.
He was
Yeah.
amazing.
Plus, he bought us shots of Patron.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end of the
Oh,
meal.
I forgot about that. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so on our Instagram page, we have pictures of us doing the shots.
Yes, we
So
do.
we'll make sure we put a picture of that up on our Instagram page so you can see where our table was, because that'll give you an idea too of where the windows were
Uh-huh.
and where he moved us over from. But yeah, he was fun throughout the night. He joked with us. He suggested things. It was a different experience than the Morimoto Asia server that was
Yeah.
so knowledgeable. He was
Yes.
just having fun. You could tell that he was there and he was just a fun guy to be with.
Mhm.
So he did such a phenomenal job.
And that's another thing, and it's not just dining and servers that I will say this about, but it's just cast members in general. If you engage with them, they are some of the best people in the world, and they will
Mhm.
engage with you. They'll have conversations. I mean, they'll talk your ear off if you let them, and they're just good people.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them. I love them all.
Absolutely.
So would you guys have a different favorite dining experience on the last trip?
I do. It's hard to pick one because I feel like we did not have one bad experience. But I thought being at Skipper Canteen and the way that everyone just jokes around and is sarcastic, that is my kind of humor. I love sarcasm, and the way they just talk to you is hilarious. The food is amazing as well. And it was a newer restaurant when we went. So I had never heard of it before. And boy, was I surprised in the best way. Great food. Servers were hilarious. So don't go if you are sensitive to jokes being made at you. They do not hold back. But it was a fun day. I loved it.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorites. As you were starting to talk before you even said it, I'm like, I should change my favorite restaurant to be Skipper Canteen.
Right?
Because I love the atmosphere there. Like, if you know the Jungle Cruise, they carry over that theme so well.
Mhm.
Like, it ties two areas of the park together so well. I think that's a good choice, too. That was a great dining experience. And to your point, that's one where, yeah, it would be fun to go there for the jokes and the theming and that kind of thing. But the food there just elevates it.
Yeah.
You think of theme park food, you don't think of what I would call 3.5, 4-star restaurant style food.
Mhm.
That's what they serve at Skipper Canteen while they're having fun making jokes and that kind of thing. It just a fantastic experience.
And I think with that too, just a little side note about Skipper Canteen, I think it's for more adventurous eaters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they use some different spices and some different flavors throughout their menu. So I think just a word where if you have younger travelers or people with less experienced palates, perhaps, it may not be the best choice, but it's a fantastic experience. And the food is really, really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Lariah, anything different than what we've talked about from best dining experience?
I don't know. They all were so fantastic, but I think the best one would be at Stan and Helen's. Yeah, that one. I don't think that one could ever be topped.
Francisco was awesome.
Yeah,
He was.
he was phenomenal.
I'd go back and ask for him again.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't even know if he's still working there, but I would 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's good. So let's talk a little bit broader. Favorite restaurant on Disney property. So Lariah's probably won't change for Morimoto or Stan and Helen because she was our last trip, so those are her favorites. But Lacey, Candace, anything that you would change from your pick based on overall experience.
Are we just doing...
Oh, you said your favorite was Coral Reef, right?
Right.
Or was that in the last episode? I'm getting confused.
No, it was this one I said
Okay.
Coral Reef. Are we talking cruises as well?
Yeah, let's broaden our scope a little bit. Favorite Disney dining experience?
Dining experience. Well, that would have to be Palo.
Good choice. That's one of the specialty restaurants on all 4 of the Disney ships.
I cannot remember her name. She had an Australian accent. She sounded like Jane from Tarzan. And it made it so magical for me. I loved her. She was so incredible.
Wasn't she Russian?
Was she?
No, you're thinking Oksana from the trip we took for your graduation.
Okay. They all run together. So, Candace, would you change anything about overall dining experience as a whole? Favorite Disney dining?
I have to think about it. You're going to have to come back to me.
We can always talk about that in another episode, too. So let's change topics a little bit. What's your favorite bar experience in Disney? We haven't done a ton of bars in Disney, but what's your favorite bar experience?
Trader Sam's.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Obviously.
or I will be surprised. I mean, maybe not with you, Scott. Maybe.
I have a different one.
Okay, I figured. I think I know what yours is. Maybe. I'm not gonna guess.
When
it
we
out
get there,
loud.
so keep talking about Trader
Yeah.
Sam's, and then I'll let you guess and see if you're right.
Okay. Trader Sam's was amazing. Go. I don't even care if you don't drink. Go. They have snacks. You can ask for non-alcoholic drinks, I'm sure. The experience of it is 1 in a million, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Mm-hmm.
The energy in the room, the atmosphere is just, it's the best. And one of my favorite memories, I think back to this so much. We were sitting at a table that is a surfboard on bar stools. Okay? Lori and I are on one side, Scott and Candace are on the other, and there's other people on the table too, or not on the table, sitting at the table. And Scott starts sinking, just getting lower and lower. And there's another lady or man down the surfboard getting lower as well. And then the table is on, his chin is on the table, and then it starts to go back up. Because they're supposed to do that. It was hilarious.
Yeah, and like if you're sitting on one of those stools, you don't realize it's happening until your chin is on the table. Like it's moving so slowly that you don't get the sensation that you're moving. It's not like they just drop it out from under you. It's like a 3-minute process to drop 6 or 8 inches.
Well,
so it's...
And when you were sinking down low and you came back up, I thought for a minute I was sinking. I wasn't doing anything. I was not drunk. I had 1 drink, but it was hilarious. I'm like, wait a minute. Lori and I would keep saying, wait, am I sinking
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, we were like looking at each other
Yeah.
like, wait, is it me now?
Yeah, we were all just waiting
Like
for our
doing it.
turn, but Scott had the magical bar stool, and so did another person, and it was just hilarious.
And so Trader Sam's is one of those places. So in addition to that, which is a great memory, like depending on the drink that you buy, different things will happen in the room. So you order one of their specialty cocktails, they'll bring it out in a tiki glass, but you might anger the tiki gods, and the room will react. And like it's funny because the waitstaff, again, Disney's good at this. Their servers make the experience so much. Mm-hmm. Like one of the drinks, I can't remember which one it is, but they come out and they have like little squirt bottles full of water, and they just walk around the room going, "Oh no, you made the gods angry," as they're squirting water around the room. And it's thundering and lightning, so it's like it's raining on you. It's great experience.
I think we have a video of that I can upload to Instagram, possibly.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be fun.
My favorite, are we sticking just with Disney World?
No. Favorite Disney bar.
Favorite Disney bar. Okay. Pink.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, Candace.
Which is on which Disney ship?
Dream.
Is it on the Dream?
Mhm.
Yes. It's probably been changed by now.
I bet it hasn't.
But it's basically a bar set up like you're inside a champagne bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is pink and cushy and girly and pretty and bubbly and sparkly. I love it. And they actually had, well, when we were there, they had a special pink champagne that was made exclusively for Disney Cruise Line and served exclusively at Pink. And it was pretty special.
Was Pink the one where you got the specialty champagne with the ice cream pop?
No,
Okay. Which bar was that?
that was
It's on the
Fantasy.
Fantasy. So we can't remember which bar, but it's like Pink stature. It's the foofy bar of that ship. But like Candace and I found a drink that we wanted to replicate at home that we can't find the champagne for. But it's what are the ice cream bars? They're not
Bomb
ice
Pops.
cream. No, it's
Outshine bars.
Outshine bars. Like different flavors of Outshine bars dropped in champagne that's specifically designed to be served, or it's made chilled.
Yeah.
It's
Moet Chandon ice.
Oh.
so it's meant to be served over ice, but they just drop one of these
Outshine
fruit bars
bars.
in it, and it changes the flavor of it. And we have not been able to, like, I can find bottles of Moet Chandon ice or Shamboom ice, but like they're hundreds of dollars because they don't make it anymore.
Right.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic drink.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
It is. Like,
Sorry,
just-
that was away from Pink, but that
That's
just
okay.
popped into my mind.
Just
But-
a little fruity and fun and
And I was going to say with Pink, too, they had little pink elephants that, like, the walls are covered in bubbles,
Uh-huh.
and the pink elephants from Dumbo.
yeah, they'll show
Would
up in
be
the bubbles
in the
every now
bubbles.
and then.
Yep.
It's super adorable. I just love that bar. I didn't want to leave.
We
Okay.
were in there a lot.
We were.
Lariah, favorite bar?
Oh, it's Trader Sam's.
Okay. We have about 2 minutes left in our self-imposed half-an-hour episode length. What do you think my favorite bar is going to be?
I don't know the name, but it's the piano bar, right?
Cadillac Lounge
Yep. Knew it.
on the Wonder, right?
It was on the Magic and the Wonder.
Yeah, so they have the Cadillac Lounge on the Wonder and the Magic, I know it's still on one of them, maybe not both, but the bar is set up to look like the tail side of a Cadillac, like a 1950s or 60s Cadillac. So it had the tail lights and the whole thing, and the bar actually had a rear view mirror on it, that kind of thing. But it's the piano bar that's on the ship. So we would go there every single night before dinner, and we'd listen to the guy playing the piano, and we'd go back after dinner and listen to the guy play the piano, to the point where on one of our trips, we got to know one of the servers so well, two of the servers so well, that we're friends on Facebook with them still to this day. So,
And
like,
that's been over 10 years ago.
that's been more than 10 years ago, and we still interact with them and that kind of thing. Fantastic bar experience, and I just love the vibe of a good piano bar. I would gravitate towards that style of a bar anywhere I went.
It's just so nice and relaxing, and you just had this fantastic meal, and then you just go sit in the piano bar, and it's nice soft music. You can still have a conversation. You don't have to scream at each other. You can have a drink, or you don't have to have a drink. It's just, it feels very adult and not in the trashy way, but it feels very foofy. Classy, thank you, and not with a capital K.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for hanging out with us at the Hangar Bar. We appreciate you very much. If there's anything that you want to hear us talk about or any experiences that you'd like us to spend some time chatting about, let us know. We'd love to credit you with the idea and then have a conversation about it. Have a great day. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.